Yo, what up, JJ? What's up, y'all? I'm JC, and you're watching Jose Calamari. Welcome back to me reading from my first book ever written, bro. When it's all said and done, love begins. This is part two. Y'all need to go watch part one, bro. If y'all haven't, I don't know what you're doing here on part two. We're 6 chapters into the book, bro. I don't know what are we talking about. Anyways, bro, last time was this book, bro. Summary: this dude, Jarvis Jackson, came and moved from Arizona to Seattle, man. This guy was trying to fit in, bro, at this new school, man. He wanted to run to, saying his local Walmart or whatever, in the local grocery store, and seen this pretty beautiful girl, and he made a fool out of himself by running to a bunch of, food display areas, and then he ran off for the situation, and also he met this guy that's his, saying new best friend, apparently, Jose Calamar, but he likes to be called JC. So, there's that. Now we're on chapter 6, bro. I'm going to continue the book. So, without further ado, let's get into this thing, bro. Chapter 6. I wake up and turn to my window. It's dark outside. I look at the time, and it's 7 p.m. I can't believe I slept for so long. I get up and take a shower, since I still got my clothes on I wore from school. I put on some of my fresh clothes and head downstairs. It's quiet, which means my mom wasn't at home. I go to the fridge and see that I'm right. She put a note there telling me that she'll be working late tonight. I guess I didn't see it because as soon as I got home, I jumped into bed. When I opened the fridge, I saw we had nothing to eat. Nothing I felt like eating anyways, so I closed the fridge and decided to go to Burger Stop. I get my keys and walk out the house, locking the door. Turning the porch light on, I hopped in my car, headed to get something good to eat. When I get there, I see there was a lot of cars there. I walk in and see a lot of people from school there. I guess this is the hangout spot. I was headed to the register when I hear the usual. Head to the register to order the usual until I hear, "J-Man, what's up, my dude?" in a loud voice. I already knew who it was. I didn't have to turn around. I see JC walking towards me like he had some shots of whiskey. Now, when I put that in there, I didn't mean literally like he was drunk. I mean like he was walking kind of like overly cool, but I didn't know how to I didn't want to write down he was walking like he was overly cool. And back then we didn't say he was walking like he had aura. I couldn't say that because that wasn't a thing back then. This was in 2014. No one was saying aura. Okay, that wasn't the lingo. So don't give me that. So this is the best I could describe of him acting like he's cool as he's walking, like a kind of drunk walk, but he's not drunk. You know what I mean? What's up? I reply, not caring. He gives me a high five, and I look at him like, do people really give high fives anymore? Damn, bro, why does the main character think he's so cool? It's because I wrote him like that. I don't know why. He's feeling himself so much like he can't give JC the time of day. Like, chill out, bro. So what are you doing here, dude? I don't know why I wrote the character like that. It's crazy. Looking back at it now, he seems like such like an entitled dickhead. Like, why? He swear he's so cool. Like, you're Jarvis Jackson from fucking Arizona. Like, what are we talking about? So what are you doing here, dude? He asks, trying to get some food. Don't really have nothing to eat at home, I tell him. I go to the counter and order my usual cherry Coke and cheeseburger. While I wait for my food, I sit with JC in the booth and he's sitting in. "So you found any hot girls yet since you've been here?" he asks. I was just about to tell him about the girl I saw in the supermarket, but it would be pointless because I didn't know her name, and the fact that I made a total idiot out of myself is also something I don't want to mention. So I shook my head, no. "Don't worry about it, dude. I got you covered. There's going to be a party this weekend. It's going to be totally swag." He smiles. Now that back in the day, saying swag, bro, where I was at, that was the lingo. So y'all don't laugh at that. That was like saying the word cool. Like swag, that was cool back then, bro. The lingo has changed, so don't laugh at that though. Alright. It's going to be total swag. I think about it, this could be a good opportunity for me to meet some people and some hot girls. It's a back to school party they have every year, thrown by Macy Wright. He continued, "I'm in." "It sounds awesome," I tell him. "Cool," he responds. Then the food comes to my table and we talk a bit more about the party on Saturday. When I finish my food, I look at the time and it's 10 o'clock. So I tell JC I'll see him tomorrow at school and went home. When I finally got to my room, I looked at the time and it was 10:45. I lay back on my pillow and like deja vu, when I touch the pillow, I'm knocked out. After that, night. The rest of the week went by very fast, and now it's Friday. The day before the party, I am so ready for this. It's Friday. It was Friday and the day before the party, and I'm so ready for the school to be over with. Oh, he's in last period, waiting for last period to be over with, but it's taking forever. 5 more minutes, I thought, and then I'll be at home getting ready for my first party in Seattle. Then finally the bell rung and I'm out of school to my house as fast as I can go. Bro, I was trying to sound so cool. He went to his house so fast it was ludicrous. I was trying to use like big words. If you look up Ludacris, this is not Ludacris the rapper. This is how you spell ludicrous, like crazy or stupid. It's like a thesaurus word. I was trying to be all cool. Just never mind that. I go to my closet and try to find best fit for tomorrow night. It's going to be epic. Now, I'm gonna let y'all guess what y'all think gonna happen next. What do y'all think gonna happen next? I wrote the book. I know what's gonna happen next. Y'all gonna guess what y'all think is gonna happen next? You know what I mean? A party's coming up. Now I wanna go back here before while y'all trying to figure out what y'all think gonna happen at the party and everything. That shit isn't gonna be epic. It's not gonna be epic. You think it's not gonna be epic? Okay. Okay, let me give you another hint. What do you think is going to happen as far as who you think he's going to meet at the party? You know what I mean? Because foreshadowing was in the chapter. So I'm a hint. Who do you think he's going to meet at the party? You know what I'm saying? Because I foreshadowed on purpose certain things. When I said certain things a certain way. And if you don't catch on, I'm going to explain it later on. Now, what I wanted to say, that girl, bingo. There it is. Bingo. I foreshadowed it. He says, I'm never going to see her again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I constantly brought it up. It's like, I would bring her up, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's pointless because I made a fool of myself. I constantly brung that girl up. It's foreshadowing. If you read through the lines and see stuff, it's obvious. Okay. Now, there's a little trick I use. I want to go back in this chapter before we go to the next one. With time skipping, sometimes, bro, you want to get kind of to the point, and a lot of writers do this, and I just tried the best I could, because it was my first book I'm writing. Notice how I said, you know what I'm saying, he mentions the party, it's a party on Saturday. At this point in my mind, I'm already like, I don't want to go through the school week. The reason why I mentioned the school week is because I want y'all to know the character does go to school, but I want y'all to know that he's not taking his school life seriously. It's just going through the motions, and that's not really what the book's about. So I kind of make this, whereas this is getting like filler, it's getting pages written, it's getting words down in the book. It's getting chapters, but at the same time, it's like time skip goes from, you know what I'm saying? And it's also a big time skip I use every time I say he goes to sleep. Every time he touches the pillow, he's knocked out. Time passed. Time skip. The rest of the week went by fast. Time skip. I just want y'all to notice that, bro. Within writing, when I'm trying to get to a point or trying to get to a big event, a lot of writers do that. It's like, they'll time skip. I just wrote too much words. They'll just time skip and be like, before we knew it, July the 30th was here. And then the party was happening right now. I'm at the doorstep. People would just like get to the point, because nobody's trying to like go through all that, you know what I'm saying, day by day bull crap. Alright, chapter 7. I wake up the next morning ready for the party. I get up and go to my nearest donut shop and get me half a dozen and go back home. I walk to my closet and take out my leather jacket, blue shirt with a cool design I made a while back, and some jeans. I hear my cell phone ring and I take a look at the caller ID. It's JC. What's up? I say, getting ready for the party tonight, dude. I was wondering if you want to ride for me since you don't know where Macy lives. He asks, how about you come over here and I just follow you to the party in my own car? Cool, dude. Later then. I hang up and continue to get my clothes ready. Before I know it, JC is at my house and we're leaving for Macy's parties. After 36 minutes of driving we arrived to the party. This girl was awesome already, and I haven't even met her yet. She lives in a mansion. We park in some open spots and starts heading to the house. We knock on the door, and when we open it up, I see lights and flashing music blasting. I step inside and look around. It was nice inside as well. We get to the living room where people are dancing. Some were in their groups talking to their friends. Suddenly, JC shouts, what's up, to some people across the room, and he tells me he will catch up with me later. So I go to the table on the other side of the living room for some punch. After a while of just sitting and drinking punch, I realize I'm becoming a punch junkie. So I start checking out the rest of the house. I walk past the stairs that leads to the upstairs, and find the bathroom. I was happy because all that punch had me really having to go to the bathroom. After I was done walking out, I kept exploring down the hallway. I see a light under the closed door and decide to check it out. I see a small group talking, and then they turn and look at me. My bad, I was just seeing what was in this room, I said, and I begin to turn around. No, it's cool. We're actually about to try to find one more person to play spin the bottle with. Want to play with us? A girl says. Asks. I tell them sure, and I sit down and get ready to play. I mean, it was a little junior high, but you don't hear me complaining. I started to notice these girls that we were about to play with were looking pretty sexy. We started to play the games. Okay, get that garbage out of the chat. Thank you, JJ. So at this point, I want y'all to notice that I purposely made the main character seem kind of, you know what I'm saying, he's the new guy, but he's also like introverted, you know what I'm saying, he's not really that, like, you know what I'm saying, open. You know, see how JC moved in the party and he's like, what's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? He's not like that. So he's kind of wandering this party by himself. He doesn't really know people, and you know what I'm saying, he kind of staying to himself, drinking punch until he has to use the bathroom. Kind of that guy that sits in the corner of the party, but he's still the main character, and we're going to see what he's up to. That's what I was pretty much going for at this point. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of finds his way into this room where these people playing spin the bottle. You know what I'm saying? He's a shy person because he doesn't know people, but at the same time, he does have his moments, which you better find out right now, okay? Okay, so I started to notice these girls that we were going to play the game with was pretty sexy. We started to play, and that shakes me right out of my thoughts. This girl with this jet black hair spins the first bottle. She was so sexy. It was unbelievable. She spins the bottle and lands directly on me. Before I can realize the bottle landed on me, she reaches across, puts her hand on my neck, and she starts kissing me. It doesn't take long for me to respond. I get into the kiss. Her lips taste like punch, and the inside of her mouth tasted like honey. It seemed like forever. We finally pulled apart. New kid, you're good. I just have to pause that. I don't know why it felt weird. It felt weird saying that like that, and she's kissing a dude. Even though I wrote it, we gotta pause that. I don't know why that feels weird. I'm just gonna pause that because it don't feel safe. I don't like it. I'm just saying pause. But that's what happened. That's what she did to the dude in the book. I'm just pausing that on my account. You know what I mean? All right. She smiles at me and then winked. I was so happy I checked out this room. The next few turns, I was kissing other girls in the game, but it wasn't as good as the first girl I kissed. And then I got back to her. No pause. You gotta take responsibility for it. All right, it's no pause. Then I'm just reading it from a book. The girl character kissed this dude. He's the main character, so he is from his point of view. So no pause. No pause on it then. She kissed him, and she said that line. That's what she said to him. The character, the main character. That's okay. Like, golly, bro. Okay, like okay. I'll own it. Okay. She spins the bottle and lands on me, and we kiss again. But after we finish our turn, she grabs my hand and tells the rest of the group that we're going to take a break, and then she winks at me. She leads me out of the room upstairs to an empty room. Good thing I'm always packing the rubber with me. We get to the room and close the door. She pushes me back on the bed. She then takes her shirt off, exposing her bra. Exposing her upper body to me, she walks to me slowly and then starts kissing me. Let me get you more comfortable, she says, kissing me and taking my leather jacket off at the same time. Then she stands up off the bed and starts pulling down her skirt. I'm trying to play it cool on the outside because on the inside I was extremely happy this was happening. She then jumps on me and starts kissing me viciously. Okay. Bro. Alright. Shattering my thoughts about what's going on. Then all of a sudden I hear the door swing open and it's JC. Whoa, my fault, dude. I was looking over for you. I need your help, he says, and he grabs me out of the room. Dude, don't you say I was in the middle of something? I say, annoyed. I know, dude, but this is really important, he says with a serious look. So I follow him downstairs. Okay, J-Man, I need you to be my wingman with this girl right over there, he tells me. I look for a second. You telling me you brought me out of that room with that fine girl with the jet black hair because you want me to be your wingman? I say, pissed off. Yeah, he says. Like he didn't ruin nothing. Comic relief guy. Love it. I tell him fine, but we need to get some punch before we talk to this girl. I'm kind of thirsty. While drinking, I turn in the direction to the girl JC was talking to, and I see something I thought I'd never see. It's the girl from the supermarket that I made a fool of myself in front of. She looked better than I remember her. I turn to JC quite quickly and ask him, who is she? He says, that's Macy, the host of the party. Why? No reason, just seeing who she was. I try to say not giving anything away. Really? Because you look like you know her, dude. He says, dude, you want me to help you out with this girl or not? I counter, trying to change the subject. It works. We walk to the girl. What's up, Macy? JC says. Nothing. Trying to party? How you been? Haven't seen you all summer, Macy says. Or Macy asks. Her voice sounded so sweet and soft. I'm cool. So who's your friend over here? JC asks her, like he just knows her. This is Molly, my cousin. Molly, this is Jose Calamari. Macy says that they shake each other's hand. But people call me JC, he says to Molly. And who might your friend be? Macy asks to JC. This is a new kid out of our school this year, Jarvis, JC tells her. I shook her hand and smiled. So Molly, do you want to go get some soda and some snacks from the kitchen with me? JC asks. Sure, Molly says, smiling. They walk off. I feel someone tap me on my arm. It's Macy. You want to dance? She asks me. I nod yes, and we start to dance. After a few dances, we get tired. We go to the punch table and get a drink. After regaining our energy, she inches up to my ear and slowly and sexy she says, it's too noisy down here. Let's go somewhere and talk. With that, she grabs my hand and we go upstairs and goes into a room. She shuts the door. I don't know what I'm in for, but it looks like all signs point to something good. Cliffhanger. Now, you gotta understand, this chapter, you gotta understand, I spent a lot of time reading romance books. So when I go to the description about people kissing and stuff like that, it's because you gotta understand, at this point I didn't watch a lot of Nickelodeon, Disney Channel like romantic scenes. I have read a lot of books, and there's Simone Eccles, the one I'm inspired by as far as romance novels. She does her kiss scenes and everything, her romance erotic scene, not erotic scenes, but romance scenes very elegantly, I say. And what I mean by that is they get very romantic and passionate in the scenes, but it's never like detailed to the point where it sounds like a porno. It sounds like beautiful, just beautiful love, you know what I mean? So I was heavily inspired by that, but I also read books at this time where people, you know, they be getting it in to a certain level of detail, but it's still respectable, you know what I mean? So that's where that energy comes from. Now, I do have to say it is very weird to read Jose Calamari parts and me saying Jose Calamari and JC. It sounds like I'm talking about myself in the third person, but I'm actually talking about the character in the book. That's very weird. But alright, what do y'all think though? What do y'all think about the cliffhanger, bro? About you know, saying the girl in the supermarket, you know what I'm saying, being the owner of this house and the person who did this whole party? W cliffhanger. Isn't that crazy? That she was the person that he saw in the supermarket, bro. And this whole time he was heading to her party at the going to the back part. She has a mansion and everything. Let's continue, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get crazier. Alright. Let me get a drink right quick. Alright, chapter 8. This is my room, she says, walking behind me. I look around her room. It's like every other girl's room with sparkles and all that kind of jazz. We both take a seat on her bed. It's so soft. So Jarvis, where you from? She asks. Arizona, I say, trying to sound calm. So how do you like Seattle so far? It's okay, except for the rain every other day. But I guess it's different everywhere because in Arizona it's super hot. I say. That's when I realize I'm babbling. She smiles and comes close to me. Aren't you that boy who ran into the box of snacks last weekend in the store and ran off? She says, smiling. Nope, that wasn't me. I try to lie. She said. She gives me a look and she wasn't buying it. Okay, it was me, I say, embarrassed. I thought so. Why the crash test? She asks with a flirty voice. I got caught on something distracting, I simply say. After that, we stare into each other's eyes for a little, and then she gets up from the bed. So I've heard you were about to hook up with Jane at my party, she says, looking out the window. I'm sorry, who? I asked totally caught off guard. Jane, the girl with the jet black hair. Someone told me a new guy came in and started playing Spin the Bottle, and later was seen walking upstairs with Jane. She says with no emotion on her face. How do you know that? This is my party. I know everything that goes on, she confidently says. I was just being friendly, being a new kid. I was just trying to make new friends, I say nervously. She's about to say something, but I quickly intervene. So, how long have you been living in Seattle? I asked before she could say something about Jane. I've lived my whole life with my mom, she said with a little disappointment. Where's your dad? I asked quietly. He left me and my mom, she says emotionless. My fault. Me too. I try to make her feel better. She comes back and sits down in bed. It's so hard growing up with one parent, she says with a crack in her voice. I know. I know what you mean, I say in a low voice. We turn face to face and start to move closer until our lips are inches away. Wham! The door swings open. Damn! I swear I wish all these doors would just be locked. It's nobody else other than this nigga, JC. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even interrupt anything. I was just finding a place for me and Molly to talk. He gestures to Molly, who's standing in the doorway. She mouths, I'm sorry, to Macy. He closes the door, and the moment is over. And now it's just awkwardness. Well, it's getting pretty late, we both say at the same time. Yeah, so I guess I'll head home. I see disappointed. Well, I'll see you later. I work at the mall. I work at the cell phone store. You should swing by and check it out sometime, she says. Will do. I say, then wave goodbye and then go to my car. Drive away from the party. I look at my phone and it's 11:37. I think about all the things that would happen. I think about all the things that happened at the party while I drove home. I know one thing for sure. Next time I go to a party and I'm going in a room with a hot girl and JC is at the party, I'm locking all the doors. Yo, golly, bro. This dude JC is the biggest. Bro, this dude ruined 2 different chances he was about to get it in with chicks, bro. That's crazy to me. Just imagine, have y'all had a homie that did that to y'all before, chat? Cog final policy. Yo, but he's hilarious with it though. It's JC though. Bro, like back then when I was writing this, I have to put JC to be in them situations where he's that idiot to do this type of shit. He's over the top with the confidence. He swears he can get all the ladies, but he's so stupid. I love his character, bro. This dude ruined, bro. Just imagine your homie did that shit to you like twice, bro. Damn. Alright, bro. Chapter 9. I wake up the next morning at 11 a.m. The sunlight pours into my room and my window. I sit up in bed and I think about last night. How I was so close to kissing Macy and JC ruined it all. Also, he also ruined me almost hooking up with Jane. But I guess I should be kind of thankful for him to interrupt me with Jane, because if I did hook up with her, then maybe I wouldn't have had a chance with Macy. I get out of bed and go downstairs to open my fridge. To my surprise, it was filled with food. I guess Mom went shopping. When I went to the party last night, I walked to the pantry and found the same results. I'm happy. I didn't have to go out to get breakfast this time. I grabbed myself some Pop-Tarts and milk. After I finish up, I go upstairs, brush my teeth, wash my face, and I call JC to get the directions to the mall. Remembering what Macy said last night. Sup, JC? I need directions to the mall, I say. Dude, I was just heading over there. I'll come over and you can follow me. I tell him cool and hang up the phone. A few minutes later, he's outside and I get into my car and we head over to the mall. We arrived 10 minutes later. It wasn't that long of a ride and it was sort of close to my house. We found parking spots easily since it was a Sunday. I guess no one comes to the mall on Sunday. We walk into the mall, it's not crowded at all. I tell JC I'm going to the cell phone store to meet up with Macy. He nods and walks over to the food court. I walk to the giant board and it tells you where all of the stores are in the mall. It says the cell phone store is all the way to the other side of the mall. I just sigh and start walking. After passing like 36 stores, I finally walk in front of the cell phone store. There's Macy sitting there at the register, looking more amazing than ever. I walked up to her and said, "Hey, you look like you're having tons of fun," I say, sarcastically. "Yeah, it's a 24/7 party around here," she says, rolling her eyes. "So, this is where you work?" I ask, looking around the store. "Yep, this is my job in all its glory." Well, this is my break now, so I can give you a tour of the mall, she says, grabbing my hand and walking out of the store. We walk around the whole mall, and she tells me all about her favorite places to shop every time she passes the store. Finally, we come to the food court, which is a good because I'm starving at this point from all that walking around. We order some corn dogs and fries and start to talk. I have a question, I say, looking at her curiously. Ask away, she responds almost instantly. How come you live in a mansion but you have a job in the mall? I ask, slightly confused. Well, the mansion and all the other stuff in it is for my parents. I want to earn the money for myself. I know it sounds kind of dumb. She lowers her head down for a second. No, I think it's great. Yeah, right. I'm just probably being a dumb blonde. No, you're beautiful. And I think you have a great way of looking at life, I tell her, looking into her eyes. She starts to come closer, just like last night. This time, centimeters away from her lips. The mall intercom blurs on and pages her to report to her job. Well, I guess I have to go see you at school tomorrow, she says softly. She gets up from the table and reaches her hand across the table and gives me a soft kiss on the cheek, then whispers in my ear, thank you. Now, Chapter 10 is going to be the next chapter. It's going to be the last one we're going to read. And before y'all ask, which I know y'all thinking it, no, I did not come up with this mall part, bro, because of 16. Surprisingly enough, in 2014, I didn't even remember watching the show 16 as a kid. I literally just, you gotta understand, I was heavily influenced by R.L. Stein's books, and it was Simone Eccles. Now, you gotta understand, R.L. Stein has a way of putting... That's why I wanted to mention the other chapter too. R.L. Stein with the Punch Bowl and everything. R.L. Stein, his stuff was written in the 90s. And back when like the 90s and 80s, bro, when people had parties, you know the parties, bro, with the punch bowls and the ladles in them, bro. You know what I'm talking about. I was heavily inspired by that. So I always wanted to go to a house party when people had the ladles and the punch bowl and they keep punching. They keep, you know what I'm saying, taking that homemade punch, bro, out of the bowl, bro, with the ladle. And sometimes people spike the punch with alcohol. You know what I'm talking about. R.L. Stein had a habit of like describing the places that people was going to, teenage hangout out spots and stuff like that in his Fear Street novels. So that's what I got adapted to. Like the mall and everything was just, it's a new area in a way. I want to describe it to y'all so y'all can be there, because you know what I'm saying, when R.L. Stein, when he describes like in Fear Street, like the street when they walk down it, how like the leaves crunch beneath their feet, how like the day is in the middle of autumn, how the weather feels, like I feel like I'm actually there. So this was my attempt at trying to put y'all there. It has nothing to do with 16, you know what I'm saying, in the mall, and you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to just let y'all know it's not the same, okay? But chapter 10, let's get into it, bro. Last chapter we're gonna read today, alright? Chapter 10. I replay the kiss over and over again in my head as I lay in bed. Macy is a beautiful girl, and she might be interested in me, I thought. Soon enough, I realized I don't have her number. I can't believe how slow this is taking. I fall asleep. A few minutes later, I'm awakened by the sound of an alarm in my ear. After the party at Macy's, and all the girls must have heard about what happened between Jane and me, because I was getting a lot of attention from hot girls. Like the second period, Crystal, a hot girl that sits in front of me in my classroom, sent me a note saying she thinks I'm cute with her phone number. Also, when I'm walking through the hallways in between classes, all the girls bat their eyes and wave hi to me in sexy ways. Who knew that one back to school party could set you up with hot girls for the rest of the year? JC kept telling me that they were looking at him. JC kept saying that it's him while all the girls were looking our way when we were in class. And I gave him a yeah, right expression, because we both know that's not the truth. God damn, JC is getting hoed, bro. Soon lunchtime arrives. Today's special is nachos. I sit on the table with JC. So, how's it going with Molly, dude? I asked. I don't know. We had our first date. It didn't go so well. She said I wasn't her type. He said, trying not to sound hurt. Or said, so much for the ladies man I thought over here. But it's cool. I like being single. I can have fun with all the other fine mamacitas around. No girlfriend to keep me tied down. He says, trying to be cool. It was so hard holding back my laughter. Hey, I heard you've been hitting on my girl. Well, I've been gone on vacation. Okay, now before we get on this next part, which I want to reread, do you see how JC, like, bro, it's so cool. He can say mamacita because he's Latino, bro. Really, really cool. And Jose Calamarte, his character gets explored more. I wrote a before, like, I'm talking about literally right before COVID. Literally before COVID outbreak. I had wrote a script. I was trying to film it too. It was, oh my gosh, it was gonna be pressure. I had wrote a script for Jose Calamari character to kind of break out on his own. It was a short movie, and it was called, damn, what was it called? It was called When It's All Said and Done, Love Begins. What was the subtext? Hold on, it was like Legend of the Psychosomatic Player. So psychosomatic means in your own head, in your own mind. So yeah, it was like love. It was like When It's All Said and Done, Love Begins, the Psychosomatic Player. So in his own mind, he's a player, but he's not in real life. And it was a whole short movie where he literally goes out hit on his chick. He goes out hit on chicks that doesn't really like mess with him like that, but he runs into a chick that does mess with him, and he has to like get past this like ego where, oh, I want to be a ladies man, and he realizes, no, this one chick is really feeling me. Stop being stupid and get with this one chick. It's a short movie. It was really filmed on like a few locations, and it was beautiful. It's been beautiful. But I never got to it because, like I said, COVID-19 broke out. Other actresses and stuff that I was plotting and everything to get the actresses and stuff ready and film, it all fell apart. Golly. But let's go back, bro. Let's go back. I was holding back my laughter. All right. Hey, I heard you've been hitting on my girl when I've been gone on vacation. I turn to see a blonde-headed, muscle meathead staring down at me. Hey, be chill, Derek. He's new, JC says. I didn't ask you, did I? I don't think so. I didn't think so. He turns and faces me. You better watch it, buddy. Consider yourself warned. He walks away. Who was that? And who is this girl? I asked JC, wondering what's going on. That's Derek, Macy's ex-boyfriend. He's the quarterback of the football team. Him and Macy broke up last year on the last day of school, but he won't let anyone talk to her. He's been on vacation in Utah for the summer, but I guess he just made it back, JC explains. Well, I didn't want any trouble, but how am I supposed to get Macy without this idiot causing me problems, I thought. Cliffhanger. Now, right here, y'all, like I said, I was very cliched, y'all, and this is why I don't really claim this book, because when I look back at it, I cringe. Y'all can hear me read this, and y'all can be like, oh, that's a cool plot. Now we have conflict. Now we having the ex-boyfriend coming. He's gonna give him issues. Yeah, but y'all understand how cliches this sound to like how I used to read books like this. I used to read stuff like this. And I used to love books like this. Nothing wrong with this at the end of the day, but I cringe because I'm like, I can't believe I wrote this, because you develop as an author and later on you see better ways to tell a story. And there's nothing wrong with stories like these, but it's just like, it's like, oh, no, bro. I just, like, the classic, like, she's dating the quarterback, and the quarterback's a meathead with no, like, smarts, and it's like, it's so bad. It is so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. But I had to write it because it's all I knew back then, bro. All right, question is, we have 22 chapters in the story, bro. I plan on doing this into 4 parts. We did part 1. This is part 2. We're going to do part 3. And then part 4, we're going to finish it. Do y'all want to do one more chapter right now? Are y'all cool with one more chapter? Or y'all want to save this for part 3? Are y'all locked in for one more chapter, chat? Or y'all want... Okay, yeah. We hit this last chapter. And then... Because it's 22 chapters, so I want to kind of even it out before we get to the last part on part 4. All right. Chapter 11. The lunch bell rings a few minutes after the Derek situation. I go to my locker. While turning to my locker combination, I see Macy rushing down the hall calling my name. Hey, I heard what happened with Derek. I forgot about him. I didn't want him to give you any problems. He's such a jerk, she says, worried. Don't worry about it. It's cool, I say with ease. Cool. Hey, if you're not doing anything later, will you come see me at work? Okay, see you later, I say, returning a smile. With that, she kisses me on the cheek again. And then walks down the hall to get to class. I sit down in class, not paying attention to the lesson and just thinking about that kiss she gave me in the hallway a few minutes ago. I love the way her lips feel. They're so soft and gentle. And as for Derek, I'm not worried about him. According to JC, Derek and Macy are broken up. I have all the access to Macy. I can't wait to go see her after work at her job. The rest of the day passed slowly, but finally the bell rang to dismiss school. I'm so glad. I get home, take a shower, change into some different clothes, and sit back and listen to the music for a while until it gets late. That's when I head to the mall. I get to the store and saw Macy. And she had a worried look on her face. Hey, why a long face? I said, this place, I know this place is boring, but it can't be that bad, I say sarcastically. Well, you took forever, and I thought you weren't coming, she says happily. Let me make it up to you. I'll buy you dinner and give you a ride home. How does that sound? I asked her. That would be awesome, she says. She calls her parents and says she doesn't need a ride home from them. Soon we're on the way home to Burger Stop for some dinner. We arrive in a few minutes, and I go to the counter and say, hey, I have the usual. Wow, you come here a lot, she says. She tells cashier she had what I ordered. We sit down in the booth and wait for our food. So, how did you end up dating that idiot Derek? I asked curiously. Well, when I first met him, he was nice and charming, but he was just using me to get in my pants, she said sadly. But I eventually figured out before he could, and I broke up with him. He's just been trying to apologize and get back with me ever since. But I don't listen to anything he says, she explains. Our food finally arrives and we eat and talk some more about school and stuff. As we finish, I drive her home. We must have lost track of time because it was like 10-something at night. I stop in the driveway. Before she can leave the car, I grab her hand. Derek is an idiot, I tell her. Then she looks right into my eyes. Thank you. I had fun tonight. It's kind of like our first unofficial first date. She smiles. Good night, she says, with that soft, angelic voice of hers. Then she gives me a soft but short kiss on the lips. She leaves the car and goes inside. I drive off and blast the radio up high, smiling all the way home because I realized I kind of had my first date with Macy, and it was great. So, if you notice with my book, all my chapters are really short because I wanted people to read my stuff, and people who wasn't into reading not really feel like stuck. I kind of got to the point with all my chapters, and I didn't want it to be like long paced and drawn out, bro. Some books I read long and drawn out just so you can get to like 200, 300 pages to sell a book. It's like, bro, all this junk sound good, but like I want to get to the point. I want this happening, this happening, this happening. You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of move. Now, the thing that I noticed looking back at this now, it's like the main characters are moving kind of quick. And why would Macy be so quick to mess with the new guy? Even though this nigga was making out with another chick at her party. That's crazy. That's crazy, Macy. You like, the dude was making out with another chick, spin the bottle at your party, and now you, like, so quick to invite him to hang out, and y'all, like, you know what I'm saying, you giving him kisses on the cheek and everything after, like, hanging out after one time. Like, I don't know, bro. She must be really feeling this dude Jarvis, bro. I don't know. He must have aura, y'all. This dude Jarvis Jackson, he just been have the aura like that. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's just pulling it off like that. I don't know how he's doing it. As far as the quarterback Derek, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that situation gonna be over anytime soon. If you ask me, Derek did say you're gonna stop talking to my girl. This shit written like a Disney Channel script. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, it is. It is. Yo, I feel very vulnerable sharing this with y'all, bro. But it's also really fun. It's also really fun to do this live. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, really cool, bro, for y'all to see, you know what I'm saying, a different side of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I have written a many movie scripts, y'all, that y'all have. Trust me, like, I have written so many movie scripts y'all have no idea about. There's only so much creativity I put into my YouTube now. It's a lot of reactions, a lot of playing video games, and this side of me is something that y'all never really seen before. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my own. This is me creating characters from scratch. It's not like I'm, you know what I'm saying, doing, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be on my channel. This is like, I think, the most creative thing y'all probably ever see me do, because once again, I'm just doing reactions and you know what I'm saying, playing a video game, or, you know what I'm saying, reacting to certain parts of a video game. So this feels pretty cool, bro, to bring this up. And I always wanted to do this. I just never knew how it was going to go. Now, I still have to post the first part on YouTube at this point, and this part going to go on YouTube, and I want to see the reception of how this goes, bro, and see if people like it. But yeah, I am definitely trying to, you know what I'm saying, continue with this series. We have 2 more parts It's gonna be 3 and 4, and we're gonna knock out the book, bro. And I also told y'all that other book I wanted to listen to on Audible. We're gonna listen to that. That's gonna be a little bit of a longer situation. I didn't know my books was gonna be this fast to like cover, but that situation is gonna be a different situation. We're gonna do it on Twitch. Meant to Be by Laura Morrell. We're gonna listen to the audio book, and I'm gonna react to it. One of my favorite books of all time. Really great book. But yeah, we're gonna end this stream here, man. For those watching us back on YouTube, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. I'll be looking out for y'all comments, you know what I'm saying, see what y'all gotta say about the stuff, bro, and everything like that. But until next time, guys, y'all are awesome. This has been When It's All Said and Done. Love Begins Part 2. Y'all, I hope y'all excited and hyped to see what's gonna happen next with Macy and Jarvis. Is that idiot JC gonna come back in and do something crazy? Probably so. What's gonna happen with the ex-boyfriend quarterback? Is he gonna try to interrupt their relationship? What's gonna go down in this thing, bro? Next time, get hyped, y'all, because we're gonna be in this thing, bro. We is gonna be in this thing. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm so excited about this series. I might stream this tomorrow night when I get off of work. I don't know, bro. I be wanting to stream on Wednesday nights when I get off of work. I just be like tired from like closing and stuff like that. So I be like, I don't have an in me to stream. But this series, I might stream it tomorrow night.